Thank you so much for your time on the show today, Ajoke. And let's start with how that market has been so far this week.
Okay, a lot of activities played out this week, starting from the morning market. Opening this week, it was above 400 billion, despite the retail auction debit, which was conducted on Friday. So we saw that rate was reading 2 to 3% as a Monday. So opening today, money market was still above 400 billion, and that's because of the net credit of about 327 billion yesterday. There was an OMO auction where CBN offered 300 billion and sold about 299 billion naira, but there was a maturity of 627, so we saw that the flows still remain in the system. So the market is really awash with liquidity at the moment. So we see that the rates are still compressed at sub 5% levels. Also for the FX market, CBN are still continuing to sustain intervention. They're still intervening in the interbank foreign exchange, that's the wholesale, SME and invisibles. And also CBN is going to release the retail auction results today. And from the last auction, CBN sold about $280 million. So we expect CBN to still sell around the same levels today when the result is released. So for the fixed income market, the Treasury bills market has been active, as we are seeing that there are more demand in the market. And given the robust market liquidity, we are seeing this market participants trying to buy and also take profit in the market. So CBN conducted OMO yesterday and sold 300, like I said earlier. So what we are seeing here is that CBN is trying to rebalance their portfolio, given that they want to reduce their cost of borrowing. So given the result that we saw yesterday, they sold 10 billion for the shorts, where the rates were maintained at 11.45, giving a no sale at the last OMO auction. For the medium, they oversold, which the rate came out at 11.59, which was 1% decline from the last auction, and they oversold from what was offered, which was 20 billion. They sold 45 billion, and we are seeing that these rates are cheaper than where the long-term rate closed at, which was 13.02. So we are seeing that CBN are investing. They're investing more on the short and medium, which is at a lower rate compared to the long tenor, which was at 13.02. And we saw that they still sold what was on offer, just 300 billion, but they sold more for the short and medium tenor. And also there was a bond auction this week where the DMO offered 140 billion and sold 160 billion. 100 billion was into the market, and which was oversubscribed by about 284%. And CBN, the DMO still sold 100 billion to the market and 60 for non-competitive bids. So what we saw here too is that CBN, the DMO sold more for the short and medium compared to the long term, where they sold just 40 billion.
Quite an interesting week so far, looking at the way you put it there. But I'm trying to kind of understand, the level of foreign participation we're seeing so far in the market so far.
Okay, so for the I&E window, we continue to witness paucity of funds, and that's because of the reduced inflows by the FPIs. And rates have depreciated to 365 levels. So even the FPIs that are willing to sell in the market, they're quoting as high as 365 to sell in the market. Though we've seen that turnover has been increasing, it's about $4 billion month to date, we are seeing that CBN is intervening more in that space. So from what we've seen, the actual inflow into the market is about $2 billion, and CBN has intervened about 58% of that. And I won't really blame the FPIs. They're worried about the declining reserves, which currently at 36 billion, and the current low levels of the oil price is about $58 per barrel. And that's because of the coronavirus outbreak, and given China being the largest importer. So they are saying that the demand is not as much as possible. So they're trying to see what's happening in the market. And that's why CBN has now tried to introduce, CBN has tried to be innovative, introduce the 5 years long-term OTCFS futures just to attract these investors. However, they are still looking at what's playing out in the market before they are comfortable bringing in their funds.
All right, then. Thank you. Very interesting conversation, putting things into perspective here, Ajoke, and we'll keep our eye on this space and see how it plays out. I've been speaking to Ajoke Adepoju. She's a Forex trader at Access Bank.